Hi everyone, I've been asked how to adjust the audio of a song that maybe came from a tape that was played back too fast, and how to adjust the song so that it is actually the notes that it's supposed to be. So for example, one of my favorite lostwave songs is My Pretty Doll, and it was apparently recorded on a tape that was and it was a little bit too fast. That's actually not true. We're pretty sure it's a hoax. But anyway, um, the song is a little bit too fast on the mixtape, and we're going to adjust it. So the first thing you'll need is Audacity, and it's just an easy download. You can just do this download without MuseHub, so you don't have to install extra things. And then install, then you need to download the GVST GTune plugin and extract it. That's just a little DLL file, and I'll show you how to install it. Right now, it is just this little DLL file, and what you'll want to do is look at your effect plugin manager. Most of the time, this is going to be the path that your plugins are going to be in. C program files, Audacity plugins, and what you'll want to do is drop the GTune DLL file into your plugins folder. I have already done this, but after you do that, Effect Plugin Manager, hit rescan, it will show up here in the Effect plugin. The next thing we're going to do is import our audio. I have already downloaded the audio of the mixtape, and it is here, and I'm just going to drag it in. And then we need to find My Pretty Doll, which I think is maybe here. Nope. Where is it? I'm just going to click around a little bit. Go and reduce the volume a little bit. Great song. Let's find the beginning of it. Pretty sure this is it right here. Yep. Okay, so if you click on the line, if you click in here, it'll make a line. If you right click on it, you can do split clip, and then click up here in the gray area, and I hit the delete key on my keyboard, zoom out, and I'm just going to bring this all the way back to the beginning of the track. And zoom in again. This is just using the scroll wheel, or I'm using a touchpad. And we'll make sure that this is the end of the song, and it's not going to be because the song's only 2:45. So right here, yeah. And we are going to split the clip again, click up here in this gray area, delete. Now we have My Pretty Doll, and the beginning is here. Great. So next we need to find a piece of the track that has a prominent note that we can identify and adjust based on. So the good thing about this song is it has a droning keyboard at the end of it, and I'll show you an example of that here. I have it looped right here, but the way to loop, to make it easier for yourself to just kind of hear things over and over again, is you just click and drag up here, and then click this enable looping button, and then if you click inside of the loop, you'll just loop that one little section. Well, if you do it right. Okay, so we want to identify what that keyboard note is that's playing over and over again. It's definitely harder with songs that have maybe guitars with some effects on them, or honestly, there's a song on this mixtape that We Shall Never Fall or something like that that has like kind of a has a guitar that the intonation I think is just not very perfect because it's a live recording and it's hard to pick out a specific note on it that is um, easy to identify and adjust based on. But we have this awesome keyboard that is just playing the same note over and over again, so we should be able to adjust based on that. I am going to check my recording. Okay. I am going to go to highlight a section. Yeah, great. Highlight the section of audio, and we're going to use the GTune plugin. And you always want to move the GTune plugin out of the way. In Audacity, it shows like the progress of the of it. Sorry, my dog's like snoring. Um, it shows the progress of it calculating the tunings and things like that, um, and it gets in the way of this. So you just want to scoot it over, and we want to hit preview. So there we go. It looks like FFF is being played, and that's kind of enough to do the next step on. Next thing we want to do is analyze and go to plot spectrum. This is a plot of what frequencies it sees. And already here I can see this is actually, we don't really want to do this. We want to zoom in first and find that F note. It's a little too much. Doesn't have to be crazy perfect. That's actually good. Let's go back a little bit more. Okay. So we're pretty confident that this section here has that note inside of it. And we can do analyze, plot spectrum. And here we see an F sharp 2, a G sharp 4, but it's not really on the peak. And it's kind of snappy too. It snaps to these peaks, which is nice. So that's like a C5 there. And here's a F4 and a C5. So let's listen to a online piano and see what note we think that is. There's this virtual piano. So that's a C5 there. Or is it F4? It seems more high pitched than either of those things. Let's close my teams first and go to the plot spectrum again on this. F6 here. What's this guy here? A5? Let's check that out. Hey, that might be it. Great. I'm pretty sure it's this A5 just by listening to it and play it. So, yeah, it's close. The reason it's not perfect is because the pitch of this song is a little bit too fast, a little bit too high because the song's like too fast. So that's the whole point of this video. We're going to adjust for that. So let's go back to our plot spectrum and check out that A5. So it thinks this A5 is 8 897 hertz. And you can use more complicated math to solve for this, but I usually just go into like Gemini or ChatGPT and I say, I have a song that has an A5 at, what was it, 897 hertz. What percentage slowdown do I have to do on the song to make the A5 correct pitch? Hopefully it understands what I want to do. Usually it gives me like a math formula and then spits out like a percentage. Great. So it sees one, it thinks like 1.895% is going to get us closer. And what we're going to do is we can slow the song down by that much and then play it back and look at it with GTune and see if it's actually closer in pitch. So 1.895% slowdown effect. And we're going to change speed and pitch. Now there's a chance that the hoaxer just changed the pitch, but we'll start with the idea that it's using change speed and pitch. I think that's been the case for um, most of these tapes and things like that. So minus 1.895. And we should see this go down a little bit. Yep. Because the idea is that the song's a little bit too fast. So we should also see this song increase in length here. And it does. So let's find that A5 again. And first thing we can do, just to see how close we are, is highlight the area, do this, scoot it over. That's much better. It's still a little bit sharp. Let's see if we have to adjust it some more. Analyze, well, let me get, okay. Analyze plot spectrum, and remember we're just focusing on this A5 here. So now the A5 is 882 hertz, and at this point I'm just lazy. Now the A5 is 882 hertz, and it should just do the same thing again. .227. So let's just do it again. Make sure that's right. I mean, it's 676 if we can get it right. 2.67. Okay, 227. And do the same thing again. Let's go here. And we'll do GTune again. I think that hit right. I just gotta maybe do a little bit of a longer time so we can see it better. I forgot to move it. That's getting very close. Let's keep doing it, keep massaging it. usually the start of a note is going to be loud and then degrade, so that's why I'm kind of getting right behind that. Analyze plot spectrum, A5. Now it's 881. .1135. Oh yeah, let's do this again. Effect, GTune, scoot it over. Feel like we're getting close. Let's see what the analyzer says. Did I go up in pitch? What did I do here? It should tell me. No? 0.13, okay. So we'll go ahead and reply it. And get rid of this looper because now it's out of position. And let's take a look at this one. It's still 881. 0.114. That one looks good. Yeah, that's getting really close there. So I think this is it. Didn't mean to do that. Analyze plot spectrum. Still 881. So if it's still 81, we have to just keep going down this again. And we're gonna get really close this time, I think. Oh, gotta highlight the sample. Hey. Maybe still a little bit sharp. Let's see what the analysis says. That says 880 now. So now if we play like, is this like it's gonna and the best are yet to come. Yeah, that's better. And the song probably sounds a little bit better too. Let's go back to the alt and the best are yet to come. So now this is in key. And that's it. So I mean the song went from being like 245 to almost 250. And it should sound yeah, which I think a lot of people online have already figured out, but that's for this song in particular, but that's just kind of the way I do that. And from there you can learn to adjust other songs. Thanks.